Yo, don't shut up. Yo, do hello anyone. Yeah, anywho, any person. And it is 28 pi. You succeeded, but you hate your ghouls pi. But you love your cryptic ghouls. You protect they, but in the end pi, be sure to keep your cryptics alive pi. Their servers and metal protect you from ghouls. As soon as they bow down, looks good pi. But in the beginning, very creepy because some of them come back and go, yeah, they come back and they challenge you. That's true. Later on, he kept chasing you, punched him. He's like, go away. Better not. Yeah, I mean, he was throwing magic wand on you, and 2 hours he's off. Yeah, that's true. Because you was not a cryptic ghoul spirit. You was, in fact, a full ghoul. Those are real god elements, molecules, and atoms, and not fun to fuck with. And by you said it was you that taught the humans that those, yeah, are god origins. And some ghouls are so high tech, they're cool, and some are so crippled and lion eat lion. Not fun to fuck with. Yeah, that's true. And you trick a few, and then those are usable muscle, but those, yep, the nice watch and the nice no good, yet immediately vaporize. That's true. Yep, no questions asked. Those are pure evil. And right there, kid didn't believe you by 2 hours yet the night lighted up. Yeah, normal. And then the knight said, "You hungry? Yeah, we'll get you viper ghoul intestines." And then right there, it was done eating and it was still evil. So yep, it dies. Yeah, it dies. It dies. Yeah, that's true. 2 hours by what the red ghoul was doing in that video, eating that ghoul's intestines. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's real. That is how they face and recharge their brain elements, yeah, electricity. And then they jumpstart that way and they don't die. Yeah, they don't die. That's true. The dumbass pie didn't believe you. That rake is pretty much similar to some of the organic rakes. And then you have a synthetic type too, yeah. But that is ultra rare and hard to make. Yeah, that's true. And in life, woman, you want the synthetic type before you play with those organic types because they'll kill you. Yeah, they'll kill you. And later on in life, if they're not tame all the way, they'll come back and kill you. And right there, Pi, you survived the eyeball rakes from the eyeball book. Yet some of them are cutthroat. And you saw the ones in Russia laughing their heads off. I asked, sure, yeah. They said, we granted that human fool, but like maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe 100 years from now, they'll come back and kill him. Yeah, that's pretty much how doing it. And right there, you, Pi, you survive. It came back. You hold the magic wand and the green swords. You cut it, and then it disappears. Yeah, it disappears. It nods. Yeah, real God origins, and the nod is sure. Leaves you alone. The dumbass didn't believe you, Pi. Kept fucking challenging. Vaporized it in one hit, and the Pi told you it was real. Yeah, real. Yeah, that's real. Never barter with that type of rake spirit or ghoul. Basically, demon equivalent. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. He says he's stronger than your ghouls by rote. You're never stronger than my gold rakes. They're about 3 trillion times around the planet per second. And later on, Life Pipe bumped it up to about 300, 400 trillion per second. And right there, by graphic, they cut right through most Persian gods. And then the Thunder War type spot, you fought 12 that are not irregular. Yeah, that's true. Right there, you thefted from Jerusalem mom's African boyfriend and husband, and right there you matched the dikes, but very graphic part. You hate yourself part because I saw 2 hours. You're the only one in emulation. Yeah, emulation. You have skin cell technology, and elixir and sorcery. Afterwards, when you fight, your bone becomes fluids part, but you never die. I never get a barcode. Yeah, that's true. When you become a full god, the bone, not turn into fluids anymore. That's true. Yep. The bones was stamped, but later on in life, Pipe freaking graphic. 2 hours of gods crying. They wrote, Pi is lucky. Yeah, it's been like 800 trillion years. He's successful, Pi, but lots of Israel, people up there, and lots of threats on Pi. Yeah, that's true. Pi didn't care. Pi's the owner of the space station. Pi bought it up. Pi's the victor. And it was so much violence in Perma. I knew it there, but every god was pretty much hygienic. There was no poison ray. It's like this. Most areas are clean. Yeah, clean. Yeah, that's true. And later on in life, Pi, when you remote view, when you're done building 14 more space stations, one of the grandpa is sick of that Hermes. Yeah, space station left immediately to to your other space station. Yeah, to the another. Yeah, to your one of your space stations. He has to bring like his to. It was there. He is pissed. He's like, Pi, can we believe this? This nut says that you're the thief and you poured a brand new space station and sealed my space. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And Pi said, he says, later on in life, in 7 minutes, 12 minutes, when you can do that, and as big as you have your 14 space stations, that's when you cry. That's when you cry. That's when you cry. 2 years, you will only get done about 400,000. Because right there, your fucking star type son shouts and says, Dad, why is you being so nice to all these invaders? And Pi wrote, we have to be, son. Pi, they have good eyeball elixirs, and they not deserve all of that. Yeah, we eat meat bread with some of it. And he nodded, yeah, he nodded. And he says, those are not so bad. And then later in life, Pi, you kill a bunch of them, and then you know immediately, yeah, there's nothing more to do. Yep, save their souls, and then right there, you flew around. The dumbass didn't quit killing them, but don't kill them all the way. They're innocent. The ones that you need to kill all the way are the Hebrews and invaded Gal. Those are in prison like Africa. Yeah, sure, yeah, those are straight prison. Because, dude, there is no need to barter with something that evil. I saw Pi cut 50 trillion Israel, and then Saudi was near 4,000 times. Sure, yep, Saudi is as evil as Allah. And when you're there, Pi, biggest fight scene, Pi using you match, but 9 hours later, Saudi grandpa took 14 blows from Allah's real sons. Pi, yeah, that's true, yeah, it's real, yeah. Pi, not tell you why those RPM, spinal cord nervous system, not damaged. Yeah, y'all good. Pi, so you see, your RPMs are damaged, and then, yep, when your speed not there, yep, you're out of there, yeah, you're out of there, yep, you're out of there. Kid, it is not fun, yeah, it's not fun. And Pi, so you see what she said? You the first human god that told the truth, Pi. It was 4 billion years. Grandma Lao Hog finds you and you're happy. Yeah, that's true. But it's not 4 billion years, woman. It is around 800 trillion. And then Pi has 14 space stations poured. Yep. And Pi is not nice. Yep, Pi is busy because the king cobras in Thailand are breathing down Pi's neck, but they've been scared straight, so reasonable. And then the Thai hogs, yep, your Burmese hogs are reasonable, but later on in life, yeah, they're nice, yes, they're nice, yes, they're nice, but Pi win every time because Pi's so deadly. But later on in life, Pi, when Grandma Lao Hawk there, yep, defaults, and then it's back to Dragon Norms, Astro, yeah, 100%, and then you won. But right there, then it's 100% safe, yeah, Astro. But later on in life, Grandma Lao Hawk, and you were threatened by an older generation of demi creators, yep, those are the half human, half table, yep. Those are, the real, saviors of the, Yellow Nation. Pi is the final version, Astro, yep. Pi never told you. Those are the lucky progenitors that saved the Yellow Nation gods. And we not tell you them have been robbed to the core, yep. And you, Pi, you restore as many as you can, but you let several die too because them are your enemy nations, Astro. And Pi, look at that. It was 14 billion years, the same fucking Cobra begged, and you said no. Yep, I said no. Yep, I said no. And I said all those junkyards are for you. Go survive. Yep, do what me was doing. That's true. Your grandma Law Hog said the same. We'll bring you to Earth to see if you can summon any of your family members down. And then we not touch you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. The dumbass Pi didn't believe you cried the moment his son went down there summon and his grandma came down. And then Pi not touched. And then he smiled. He said, thank goodness for Pi. Yeah, thank goodness for God. Va. 2 hours, Pi. Oh my goodness, Pi, you good. The dumbass didn't believe you. 4 hours him wept and he said, Pi, you righteous. Some monster is not named. And Pi, he says, they pissed you off in one of the Asian sectors. Yeah, you murdered Persian for 44 days straight. And yep, they have on you on footage for 4 days, Pi. You went 900 trillion times 80. And that was, we went all the way to 44 and then it went down. It went down to about, they kept bending too, and then their speed and dex skin matched, and right there it went down near 900 trillion, near 14, 14, Pi quit, Pi quit, because Pi knew it. That god over there is lying, he's like 4 times faster, and Pi flew back home, Pi quit. I said, I'm done, and then Pi's like, you'll be back a gazillion years later, and you left for your space country. That's true. Right there, Pi left the space station. There's no point, woman. Those are as angry and upset as Pi. They'll cut Pi. They'll cut Pi. That's true. It was 44 days of you massacring those white gods, and the gazillion of your people are scared of you. And then he's like, we have never seen a yellow god do that, and it was the most evil but powerful. And then 4 hours later, Pi, the Yang Yang god passed down under 14,000 English candy. It comes down 9,000 Pi peerless now. poison is released on Earth. It comes down, of course, it dies. Yeah, the poison, electricity, real. It's nucleus is crap. About 14,000 years it dies by astro. Yep, it dies within 9 years. Yeah, 9 years of landing on the planet. That's true. It's gonna take the planet about 900 trillion years to clear out the electricity poison. That's real. That second phase poison. The first phase, this is the first stage, first level is high poison. That is no cure. Second, you stay away. It turns into a stable molecule. Livable conditions. Again, that's true. It was the most graphic. He says, "Pi, you used the second peerless animal. Yes, you won, but the idiot didn't believe you. He thought Pi was a brute. He came back down. Water is still water. Food is still food. Afterwards, you can eat and consume, and you're not dying like Norm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And later on in life, Pi, Persia is not nice. Pi, Israel is summoned, and then Saudi is summoned. Yeah, normal. He says Pi was the most evil because Pi's ancestors lost a lot of space countries, and a lot of hogs, are murdered, wrongly murdered, and demon hogs. And those, they're basically innocent. Yeah, they're innocent. And that's why Pi not tell you, Pi restore the human gods, Pi not say, because they belong to so-and-so. When them fail, it is natural that they die. Yeah, they die. That's true. Oh, well, Pi said, in the end, you succeeded, but the demi-hogs, you went back to secretly put back into your grandma's root and your root, but later on, you bred those oddballs. Yeah, the storyline will be, they listen, but later on, they're pissed. They wrote Pi. We not broke, but when we try to pour our grandma symbol, that device over there jams in Pi not. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. He says, Pi, you said, you the only hygienic god left. It was you pouring space station, and then Pi, you never broke Pi. But later on in life, when you made 50 space station, you cried Pi. That's when your first scar type shouted the answer Pi. They think we're all fucking wrong, which is cool, but they think we are those types over there, and those are Sir Saudi. Yeah, Saudi. Pi laughed. I wrote, we not Saudi, son, but chill out. And later on in life, Pi, ก็บอกแค่พอตัวมีอันใส่ชัวร์ได้แล้วก็มาก็เจ้าสาวชวนได้ก็จะตัวก็เหมือนไทยจะ Dragon Country ครับไทยเฮก็ชินโตแต่是ไทยเจอกันเจอแล้วสิ later on in life, Pi, you'll run into a hawk. He made 4 new space stations too. Yeah, 放在那Pi 做到保路线上有保的就像 4 new space stations, A plus system. What the Thai he's not full of it. The Thai emperor, the Thai emperor hawk, poured 4 new space stations too, sealed 4 new space stations. Pi sealed 14, and right there he says, Pi, we not die, you not die, but me not want that faggot is a liar, and we got it. Yeah, 100% because we tried putting the stone on him not able to do it, and we tried putting that stuff on his chest, and none of it works. That's true. Yeah, it's a fraud. Yeah, it's a fraud. 2 hours, Pi said, got it. Yeah, gotta end it. It was so graphic. Yep, the Cobra said, no, you not real. Pi's right. Your nervous system and eyeball rejected the genome structure of the emperors. Yeah, Pi, you gained. The dumbass didn't believe you, Pi. 14 new space stations, everybody's in, but that idiot was the one that, the Thai Royal Hogs got it. Yeah, y'all could. But I thought that Thai 做到包都得就下切，大家攞到個壇，發大家對落就拎啲拎住啦，嗱嘅女主我就你摸就把這刀落嚟，手指動到，你摸就你攞包落嚟，拎手指動到。Yeah, in that moment, Pi, no more bomb, the Japadana sauna, no more dobages, no more dobages, dear here. Yep, he got it up. He says, one in the only in the Philippines and one door. Yeah, normal. Yep, he did that one time. What did I do? Yeah, normal. Yeah, good. Yep, what I tied on the Thai hogs are the most evil and righteous. He did that one time to see if it was able. Yeah. He did it through metal emulation to the throat, and it was able to seal. But right afterwards, him murdered it. Yeah, him murdered it because he says that is so simple. All human gods can do that, and then no good. And he sealed it. Yeah, he sealed it, and then he destroyed in Pyro. Yeah, fair, because that's his eyeball elixir. Yeah, that's his compiler elixir. Yeah, that's true. That's one of those his elements. Yeah, elements and equations right there. By very graphic. It was you writing equations, and then you figure it out what he wrote. Pi, what he wrote looks good, and it is stable, but you not use it. You use the stone in your right arm and your spinal cord, yep, and devices, and your grandpa's old equations and compilers kick in, and elements kick in. It works. 2 hours later, your version's still there. The Thai version hog, he is lying. Grandma Lao Hog went in there, murdered it, and then took it, and then Grandma Lao Hog told you the truth that him was lying to you, Pai. You survived. The third emperor from his own is murdered by him, Pai. Yeah, that's true, yeah. Thái tụ phát đại đa đa số tụ phát đại tiến hành trừ Thái làที่ไปนะก็จะบอก说tụ phát đại đa nó mất tụ yeah Thái tụ lâu đa nó mất tụ cái vậy nó mất tụ cái bao lâu muốn đam lo muốn nghĩ tụ yeah mất tụ ta lại yeah tụ ta lại yeah that's true yeah bao lâu muốn đam lo yeah Hmong Hog royalty dragons done it right went and gutted that evil cannibal yeah Thai hog yeah that's true Pai you did it. It was well known that hogs, when they're mad and sad and they not believe you anymore, yeah, they'll kill you, yeah, they'll kill you. Because they wrote, that's not how it works, kid. That's like too many of my lives. Too many Asian hogs that look like me, and then he kills them. Yeah, he kills them. That's true. You Pai, you pass. The dick didn't believe you, Pai. 8 billion souls, and his grandpa held a grudge and gutted him. That's true. Grandma Well Hawk arrived and then wrote, that's a mad, yeah, yep. It's a mad man, yeah, hawk god, and then, yep, gutted it, I got it, ended it. The dumbass didn't believe you, Pai. When your grandma's there, 2 other hogs have been born, and then normal. Very graphic when your Hmong royalty is there, Pai. They gave you 50,000 new space station and a lot of support. Pai, yeah, 100% is going to work here. Thủ phát đại mông bây giờ đã tua cho dễ phải ya bao lâu đã tua cho bây một chỉ cho phá lô đây cho ra đâu có một số mà muốn gọi phải đó là đồng bây giờ mình rồi bây giờ bây giờ mình sai giờ đã hay sai giờ đã sẽ chơi lại trả bộ mà cái bây giờ một cởi chẳng đỡ phải á nên cho mà đã lâu nó mà cũng phải cơ hết đó gì cũng tranh đầu tiên ở hết bây giờ một cởi kho đâu hết bây một sai bây một kho vật lạnh hết bây một xây đâu bây một vật lạnh hết đó gì Thái cho đá số phải xong trình Thái cho tên này cho mong nó mặc cái này tiền xa nụ tụ phát tài nụ giờ công đã kia ít tụ giờ nó bao món nụ tua chống sự à tua chống sự cho họ tụ tiếp bay là chỉ bao tiền có một cái giờ đá nó tua nó bao tờ nó mới tua này nó mới cho sự nó sẽ bay số một chỉ bao số có một lần tua là tụ giờ lâu đá tụ sẽ nó mất lần tua cho nên đây sẽ bao nhiêu đá tụ tên này chứ là bao nhiêu ông nữa đây cho nhớ tiền gì sẽ có dân nghề và dân phải gió mồm và ta là mang đầu lên được ta mình thấy chơi được để phải you lucky to be survived by perma cho yêu lộ đa sự là tua tan là chấm nhẹ là tua tan thon là tan thon là and then Paisa, the Burmese grandpa hogs, when your grandma Lao hog appears, yet her has an old Burmese symbol too, they appear, and then those liars, they were gutted, and then the old grandpa says, we not know you, yep, you is not 363,700 years old to 2025 year today, you is not there, yeah, you was not there. And out of all the screening, there was only 9 billion that passed by. It did 14. Yeah, 14. Yeah, tan cho bây giờ đã giờ bao giờ sự công sai nè. Bây giờ phá man nè, bây giờ bỏ cổ plong billion tụ thì bây hải số thì à hè, cho nên thiên thấu đã thế tôi yếu thì à hè. Có bỏ thì cổ plong billion rất là yếu cơ. Yeah, only 14 billion passed. That's true. And those are original Burmese DNA from all the Burmese dragon sectors that are quarantined. And Pais, and have you seen what happened? 2 fucking hours later, the Burmese hogs are lying to you, and Grandma Lao Hog points to their royal symbol. Cho đã hộp bé mình đầu nó mà cho giờ ra lóc bọc ở trong phá trong nó those royal hogs inside of those Burmese sectors are 416,000. Grandpa progenitor, the black-tailed cobra. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the demigod. Yeah, he's 416,000-year-old bloodline. He is that royal bloodline. And you pounded his hogs. Yeah, and it was very graphic. Yeah, ties are 418. That's true. Thai is a block book. Yeah, my thing that's block book. Don't I'm going to tell you. Don't pay more from pay. Yeah, from pay. No, I'm organized this too. Really, he's Burmese, so that's why the grandma and grandpa, Hmong hogs, who are Burmese, they curse him. Yeah, that's 100% norms. That's true. Always is. They curse him because he's not supposed to appear as a Thai god. He's supposed to appear as a Burmese god. And it was 4 fucking hours. The 416,000-year-old on the 2025 year has been cursed. 418,000 is original Thai. Is original full Thai. Yeah, that's true. The 2025 year today. Cambodian is 400,000 plus. Coming, yeah, 470,000 years to 2025 year today is actually full Cambodian. Yeah, full Cambodian. Yeah, that's true. That's their black-tailed alien creator. Upper torso, human legs, cobra. Yeah, that's true. Cobras. Yeah. Those are their progenitor. Yes, that's true. That's why they didn't want to tell you, Pai. The fucking shit that was talking shit to you, the king cobra in Thailand brought him back down and he said, if you is any nation like Pai, you would know that our grandpa is 418,000 and he got it. They have always 100% doing like that. Yeah, he has every right. Yeah, he has every right because he is a king cobra emperor. That's true. He thinks you're bad for his nation. Yep, you done? Yeah, you're done. That's true. That's right. 4 hours later, Pai, you and 14 others are named. You're from the 363,700-year-old king cobra. Yep, the god Delti's upper torso, human tail cobra. The 2025 year today, and then right there, the woman is murdered right there on Lao. And then he shouted, "Tom Papai Puda, yeah, Puda Mongja, Bon Zupa, get on all the Yamwa Chen Yoker." God, the way to yeah, to talk to Ling here, to darling, the going to was a to was a dear here. The yet Jim Long no there pie. They moved a Bemo Kiana there. Got you more than what I live pilot like go here, you're coming on like the Jana. Go near your Paloma got to go to here. Cho ở đa lấy cho nên nhiều trên đường đó bao giờ cho hiểu ra nữa mà bên một tuổi 100% is going to. And those dragon tails are going to get gutted because those are 9,000-year-old only ads and the passions. We have never seen those approved by the darker tan Burmese dragon guys. That's true. And the Cambodian version. Right there, Pai. They are these new type, weird light-skinned Asian torso. Light skin. The tail is cobra, but those are 9,000 years old. Them have not been approved because their grandmother Malaysia was robbed, and then they came back down, and then those light-skinned Asians, fuck those little gals, and pop came those light-skinned version, and nobody accepted them. That's true. Yeah. As soon as Pai's Hmong Burmese royalty and Hmong royalty check, they wrote no. Yeah, those are further screened. And then hawks and gods are murdering a bunch of them. And later on in life, Pai, it was them that has only 5 that passed by it. Yeah, 4. Only 4, yeah, only 4 passed. And then the royal Hmong hawk told you, yeah, and right there, yeah. And then they say only 4 types pass because they'll murder all the others. Yeah, that's true. Because their symbol and spinal cord molecule and elements not pass. And right there, Pai, with the demi dragon said the same thing, the metal devices said the same thing, the stone metal devices said the same thing, and Pai told you it's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible. You'll never fool the computer system, women. That computer system's ancient AI elixir, Yamyoku. In 2 hours you didn't die, Pai. It was you and 2 other gods who told them the truth. The dumbass didn't believe you, Pai. You took him out and you gutted him. You explained in English and Hmong, and then you wrote those type of sticks. You can never jam it because we'll know. Yeah, we'll know. I told the Kingle, and Pai, you said it was 4 days of you cutting open lambs, and then you realized the lamb pointed to the bastard over there, and it will be found missing. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And he says, Pai, how come you not tell the Cambodian god, Pai? Because you murder them. Yeah, Pai murdered them. Yeah, it's King Cobra culture. Yeah, that's true. You don't need you not need to love each other, but you need to gut and steal, and then whoever survives. Yep. And then you have an agreement. That's when you need to follow principles and you have to be ethical. Yeah, be ethical. That's true. And then you have to be merciful. And then let the stupid shit heal. Leave it alone. That's true. And then the grandparents come for it, but right afterwards, and very graphic, it was you and 2 others. You is pardoned by, the other one is murder. Yeah, that's true. Because he has no royal hawks. And then right there, Pai, the royal hawks came and laughed with you and said, dude, Pai's grandma paid for it with the eyeball orbs. You have the orbs. And then, the buildings are being restored. And Pai said it was too graphic to talk about. You, Pai, you was pardoned. And then you was forgiven. That dumbass The other shit didn't believe you yet was murdered immediately. All the royalties arrived using Grandma's Lao's technology. Yeah, later in the life pod, when you're done restoring dragon technology, they arrive on Earth, but it's mostly Grandma's group. And when Grandma sold it to the other hog spy, 14 new types to come back from Malaysia, but those are pure cutthroat. Yep, y'all could. Thọ bà lòng muốn đảm lòng mua đồ cho phát đại đá bị thấy tế here cho ở Pama là phải mua cho Pama lấy cho mua đồ mà lấy giờ có plo họ mà lấy ya bọn này chuyện hết chuyện này chuyện này lo
ya ma chen có plo hỏng cái lo ta chỉ lần du ni
ya là du này
ta chỉ lo vật trời trời mong
ya là tại trái mong always 100% going to work here vì con đây có cái đó mua cho lâu cho bà nó ya nó nơi thế ya mua chơi cho lâu chơi nó ya tôi lo nơi thế nó cho quật trò hết của phan là phải cho gì phải cho rất là thầu nữ sao là phải đào đó nữ quan á chỉ lo ya chỉ có bộ có bao tụ cái lo nè nó xuyên đông ya nó xuyên đông nữa
thầu lo chứ ok đó chỉ plo xong sẽ là chỉ tua tu lo là do khỏi phải dân nó sẽ là mua chỉ tao mới thôi có một cái chỉ có trăm một số here bao lâu đã plo nó chỉ làm cái lo thế thế lo gì
ya mua chơi
có tôi tao nên thế ó sẽ đồ tôi phải nó lo gì nó bao lâu plo đã nó lo gì thế không được con ta tay sao có bạch chơi
ya có bật ya thì ya phải là một cái tuổi phải là một cái tuổi đó 4 hours later thọ bao lâu mong đam lo ya phải là một siêu thế này phải tại ra nó là cái chỗ cái này là cái chỗ lời là một siêu thế mà nó một siêu này
我是来包什么子
yeah blow some yeah 4 hours only it bao lâu đã là một siêu xa chỗ yeah 7 years only that's true yeah đâu có bao lâu đã là chỉ cho nhảy đó gì nó lên được bây giờ khi cho on này bây muốn đầu nó yok
It was 20 minutes into the future, yeah, real. In America, you play with the other royal hogstyle, and you play for like 400 years. But Grandma Lao Hog only plays 4 years.
hey plus phải là mua chơi yok có một xin là cho phát tại đã muốn là phải cho đã nó là chỉ blow bồi xong tiêu blow bồi xong chip bồi xong nó có chỉ bao lâu đã là blow xong rồi blow xong rồi bao lâu đã lắm chơi mua chơi có bao giờ bao lâu xin đó tới chỉ mình cái nó phải có chuyện mua tới chỉ mình cái có xin đó Texas đó Wisconsin có xin là cho phát tại đã được trong rồi你就现在下就一就都没有打
对呀就都没有打牌那这那俺现在应该从这牌个主要呀从这个做波牌上等待呀嘛真的是在下走在这下走牌上大概都
对么真呀900,000 and the 70,000 years 70,000 years after that that's true yeah and the truth is yeah right around there and then you were there with the royal yep royal Hmong hogs and you have like 7 little baby hogs running around 70 running around Texas and Wisconsin and there's no other humans there's no other humans on planet Earth that's true and right there it is graphic pie they knew it if there is the bot message is pie and then pie knows immediately which white nation is coming back down to play and right there pie it was so graphic 14 minutes when your Hawks are playing around, you saw what the Cambodian Hawks said. Yellow pie, go just so但是有个被有个地，朋友的就讲有打的半夜，有打今夜就拍的木仔呀，拍到个木仔地方去。
因为这牌呀打今年来的不是报告要落开门，拍到的木仔要落开门，都打开门要的个，同的开门的包呀，就那个叫能拆个牌了，เนี่ยเดี๋ยวจะ牌ก็จะ打蒙เลย。นี่ยกพม่าเฮียนี่ตัวเขาเต้มาไปจากกงแม่มาเป็นมาไทยเราไม่ต้องทอง
mua chân dọc thì thấy là đã sáng đi xuất tụi hả cho nông nó nếu chúng nó lúc chơi chơi những gì thì phải muốn tua hơn còn đây là trong linh đó
giờ trong linh đó
phải lắm mà cái chân thì cái chân đi đó tụi bây giờ sai mong là chỉ biết biểu phải đã thay cho tôi cho sao cơ đã thay cho giờ ra là muốn tua ta lấy là chỉ muốn tua ta lấy thì cáiเราบอกเดี๋ยวเราจริงๆได้ช่วยจะปูจนได้จนเราตอนได้ตุงชายจีโอเราตุ๊ตุ๊เจนึกว่าจนเราตัวใหญ่นึกว่าใจใหญ่มั่วใจเดียร์แต่สิไม่ไปให้เลยลูกเราเห็นอยากเกิดสิอยากอยู่ลูกแต่ยังมั่วใจได้บุกเนื้อควันเนื้อควัน he was the first embarrassing Lao emperor pie he was beat up by his dad
yeah that's true yep and he says bye all my big thing tu đá rồi nè sao mai tôi có một tuần rồi nè tuần giá kia tới chỉ tu nhẹ tu vào nè tới những tu
hey plus pie and later in life better pie up and Bison you need to see the look on her face her voice never passed our screening pie yeah that's true giờ nhiều yên chỉ vào này nhiều vào từng ngày hoàn đó phải vào lên chỉ vào này á này rồi bây giờ số tiền này hạ trong sẽ chỉ thâu lại phải lại chẳng thâu lạiแต่มีอย่างนี้จีไม่ไงเดียวแต่หนอแต่จีรัวแต่เนี่ยแต่จูเจ้าของมันเขาใช้ให้ปอตอนได้แล้วรัวอยู่เนี่ยพายตัวยังอยู่พายตัวยังแล้วเดี๋ยวนึงหาจงมาคือเขาจะเลยเจ้าตัวก็พายเขาว่าเราตัวจงสุเนี่ยตัวจงสุพายจีคู่สิ่งเนี่ยจีคู่สิ่งเนี่ยทอดเชื่อจริงสุ and by when you did it 你过到背什么你真正的能到有讲咯背什么你不ใช้要พาย要allตัวอยู่เนี่ยอีตัวได้เรื่องเนี่ยอยากเกิดYou'll see Pi in the blue sky with 2 horn demons and then a rake spirit, yeah, a gold rake spirit. That's true. And the 3 hours Pi, terrifying, real, yeah, real. I murdered them about 12 years straight. Pi had 100% video. To get ready, you stupid Permies, James, about 6 billion souls missing, real, yeah, real. Blondia, Nyala, here, Thai, here, the Pamandu, the Pamatu, here, Pi, let you carry your Pi, let you carry. Then it did they bought the gong, let you are, and let you pause on. Và lúc mà trò chuyện gì tới chụp thay tới chụp lột tốt tạ tôi phải tiệp phải xa lúc lì rồi này giờ là ôm blond là tốt tạ là mong blond tôi ở bên tủ là mà qua nhà chỉ nhà phải được chỉ trong xe tuôn gì thì yeah 4 fucking hours phải có mỗi tấn đạt chín chỗ là tôi bolu là giờ đang đi là mỗi đua hết lời chỉ bolu kia này bị là mình bị cái tia này à giờ so van chú ya lúc này tôi tới chờ bị blond tay thay tay đấy cho mình gặp phải linhตัวนี้เราตีนะแล้วมวยจะมีมาได้หรือเปล่าเลยเยอะเราไม่เล่นดาวเฮียเราผ่านมวยจนตัวจุดมันจะหายเลยจุดมันจะหายเลยที่เฮียก็ตัวป้อนผ่านมันจูก็จับเลยผ่านวัดท่านเดินเราก็ใช้กันในสาเดียนกูชี้เจสุผ่านวัดด้วยสิก็ในเซตที่นี่ก็ตัวเกยตัวเกยก็แต่จะชี้ตัวก็บอกผ่านเลยหมดสุดเราโจชี้ตัวเกยรู้ไฟหลวดตาชี้ตัวเกยเจตาเลยเจตาเลยพายเนี่ยสาเดียที่นี่มันจะจงแล้วก็背什么的呢？这几下我那拍的，我只要个多个呀，多个，他拍的4 fucking hours。นู่นเนี่ยนู่นจีนะเนี่ยผมได้ตัวรู้เนี่ยผมบอกจะตีเลยอ่ะตีเลยอ๋อ拍一种的拍就其实都係一種背那麼個 supreme 個到個路線多咗都冇地了啦，就บอก說個頭個真係飛到背路裡เนี่ย straight 個做 YouTube 啦都冇地，不說的都บอก是多個頭我拍。我不只就刀呢呀，只就背呢呀，只就的是多个，被就说多大呀，多大的呀，还有就关键点了呀，小角度大多大嘞是呀，如果做那就那地方就把节目也没这些呀，还是也没这，还没人这么这呢，多种子派 in the Middle East, you murdered about 14 million alone pi 100% video. I told you death toll went up. Pi didn't give a fuck. Pi's king of terror, real, yeah, real. The idiot didn't believe you supreme 2083 year. Your UFO came to Earth and you gained one. Yeah, you gained one. Right there, there's no way. Pi's unstoppable. And you see Pi's green sword, real. Yeah, real. Pi kept gunning fucking people. 14 million souls in Persia are gone. In America, there's near 4 billion. 2 billion, yeah, 2 billion missing. That's true. And Pi told you. In Asia, 6 billion souls missing, real. Yeah, real. And then next to the Chinese, near 14, yeah, 14 billion gone when the Chinese are wiped out. The fucking shit fucking went against you, slapped his wife on the butt and said, that's what you get, is that. There's no love, there's nothing, yeah, there's nothing. And then they want to go against you, they can try, yeah, they can try, them can try, all of them are thou. And look at that, like, he was murdered right there in Saudi Arabia, and he was told, God Vaj right, yep. Lots of Saudi gods up there who are stolen away and not innocent. And in 53 Pi, look at that. Police brought it right back down to America, and Pi used to write this down. The Malaysians knew it, yeah, they're extinct. They're bat demon, yeah. Right now they have 3 fucking Malaysian immortal thieves stealing from Pi's DNA. And them think them are supreme. All thou think that them are supreme. Watch this. When they verse your horn demon Pi, your horn demon that spoke out of you, the Vang demon spoke out of you, he appears and he versed the bat demon that was hanging upside down. It dies, yeah, it dies. That's true, yep. The horn demon won. Pi's Vang demon won and wiped this down. The fight was only 4 months, yeah, 4 months long, real, yep. You saw that bat demon that was hanging upside down, yep, he fought Pi's real, yep, horn demon. Yep, and you'll see, yep, the European horn demon won, real, yeah, real woman, yeah, real. That fight is scheduled right there for Malaysia. And Paisa, you won 2 hours yet. They've been defeated. Has been defeated. Pai tu yo dato kuna na pai huta tai tai na Mà mua nè đã bố Malay nó tôi cái mà chân xin bố tôi lâu luôn tôi get there. Yeah, you'll see it on the news. It will be near 2083. Yeah, but we're at 274. Just 274. It dies. Yeah, it dies in 2074. That's real. The bat demon versed your demon in 2073, Pa. Yep, and it dies in 74. And right there, 2074. Yep, the Malaysian bat demon's been deceased. Yep, flatline. That's real. That's real. That's world history for you. Yeah, real. Yeah, real.
Yep. And then rest in peace, Malay.
Yeah, rest in peace, Malay. Y'all good. Real. Yeah, bye bye, Malay. Y'all good.